A former ROK Navy official believes South Korea's nuclear submarine project, if realized, will serve to usher in a new phase of security partnership with the U.S. Our senior correspondent Oh Soo-young covers his remarks.
Korea's nuclear submarine ambition is not just a matter of self-defense, but a move that strengthens Korea's role as a staunch US ally in the wider Indo-Pacific. That's according to Yu Ji-hoon, a former Navy commander turned analyst who has long pushed for Korea's own nuclear submarine development.
It is the first time the South Korean government has formally presented a national-level development plan for nuclear power submarines. Until now, the issue had largely remained at the level of strategic debate, military aspiration, or technical review.
This week, Seoul unveiled the Changbogo-N project, targeting the launch of its first nuclear-powered submarine in the mid-2030s. The government says the submarines are needed to counter North Korea's growing security threat. But Yu says the strategic value for the Korea-US alliance extends far beyond the peninsula.
The immediate rationale is to better respond to North Korea's growing submarine-launched nuclear and missile threats, but the broader strategic logic goes beyond North Korea. In an increasingly contested Indo-Pacific maritime environment, South Korea needs a more survivable, persistent, and mobile undersea capability that can support deterrence, sea lane security, and allied maritime operations.
The submarines would use low-enriched uranium, putting nuclear fuel management, international safeguards, and US coordination at the center of follow-up talks under last year's bilateral joint fact sheet.
The United States should view South Korea's request not primarily as a proliferation risk, but as an alliance adaptation issue. South Korea is not seeking nuclear weapons. It is seeking a conventionally armed, a nuclear-powered platform under strict non-proliferation commitment, IAEA safeguards, and close U.S. consultations. Therefore, the U.S. and South Korea should work toward a phased and transparent framework that addresses fuel supply, nuclear material accounting, safeguards, safety regulations, spent fuel management, and technology protection.
American industry could also benefit from deeper cooperation. Korea Hydro and Nuclear Power, Korea's state nuclear operator, has expanded a low-enriched uranium supply agreement with US-based Centrus Energy. POSCO International is also exploring investment in Centrus's uranium enrichment expansion project in Ohio, as Washington looks to reduce reliance on Russian-enriched uranium and create thousands of American jobs. Moving forward, US Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Alison Hooker is expected to lead an interagency delegation to Seoul to launch bilateral working groups for nuclear submarine and civil nuclear consultations in the coming weeks. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.